This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. We got a little technical difficulty here. I don't know what. Well, you know, that's what you get when you get what you got. So, hey, good Monday morning to everybody. I don't know what the hell's going on, and apparently my people don't either. So, hey, what a great day. What a great day today. We want to talk about, the lines are always open. People, don't be afraid to call. I'm not going to jump your ass unless you're wrong. I'll let you jump my ass. But you'll never hear any other radio like you'll hear from Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio. I promise you that. Maybe you don't want to hear it, and if you don't, turn the sumbitchin' radio station off right now. We're going to start off, I got a book sent to me, Race Pimping. Now, I'm going to let you people know, I'm far from being a racist, and I'm tired of saying it. I'm a realist, and if I want to talk about black-white issues, I'm going to talk about them. If you're white and talk about racial issues, you're a racist. Black men can't be racist? That's bull crap. I've got a lot of black friends. But I'm going to have with me at some point in time, here very shortly, the epitome of a racist. This guy is no good. I don't believe in anything he says or anything he does. He's the epitome of a complete white racist. Now, you'll be able to compare this gentleman to Bob Romanik, then you'll finally understand that I'm not, or don't even come close to being a racist. After hearing my guest who will be coming on, he'll be popping in and out all the time about racial matters. I think after hearing this gentleman, the black community will probably want to elect me president of the NAACP. And the gentleman I'm talking about is no other than Ku Klux Klan. He's a proud Grand Dragon, a fictional proud Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. He represents everything, I mean everything, that is wrong about racism. He's a true hater of black people, of the black community. A gentleman who actually has no business in our society. Our society, of course, of equal treatment and equal opportunity for everyone, regardless of race or national origin. Ku Klux Klan is, again, the epitome in what is totally wrong with racism. Racism on both sides of the colored aisle, if you know what I mean. But Ku Klux Klan, he'll be coming in. I'll be interviewing him, and then people will find out, both black and white, what a true racist is, how a true racist feels. And again, I'm far from being one. Anyway, got this Race Pimping by Kevin Jackson. He's a proud black man, and I've read somewhat through the book, and it says here, black people really don't need leaders anymore than white people do. In fact, liberal black leaders suck. And it says liberal black leaders lead cities into bankruptcy like Detroit and other cities. It's really an interesting book. It talks about the professional Negro. The business is to make you a professional Negro. And this is from a black man. The black pseudo-leader is a parasite. He nourishes himself on the suffering of others. He exists by the mob's ferocious appetite for excuses and easy solution. It says here, to be successful at race pimping, your sole purpose in life is to hustle, intimidate, manipulate, use any means possible to achieve your goal in getting something for nothing from Whitey's system. And this is from a proud black man, so don't say I'm saying this. I'm just reading it. It says, don't fret. The black community still has plenty of opportunity to get out on the race pimping tour. It says you got to act fast. You got to act fast. But this book's unbelievable. And it says professional blacks always blame whites. It's been like this for decades, so why change a winning formula? And I agree with that. It says American black leaders see it as primarily function as blaming whites for the dire problems of the black community and demanding more government intervention as the sole solution for the predicament. So what if blaming whites is nonsense? That's not the point, he says. The teaching forces black folks to be angry at white folks for no other reason except that white people, for the most part, are easily recognizable. Remember, whites are not black. The black community consistently says that the white folks owe us, regardless if the facts are accurate or not. Reparation movement, the thing of the future. This is unbelievable, people. Because that's what's happening in this great country of ours. You've heard me talk. You've heard me talk. And some of the black folks, my black enemies, they get mad. Because what I'm saying is truthful. What I'm saying is the way it is. You know, the lady that sent me this book. I've read this book written by a proud black person and learned the author feels about the entitled blacks just as we do. This lady, won't give her name, is a senior citizen, and she's fed up with the gills about these people getting by with murder. She says literally. Says her own brother was murdered by two blacks a few years ago in the city of St. Louis. At the trial, the black men attempted to play the race card in spite of all the witnesses to the murder and rebuttal such nonsense. See, people, we got to be realist. We got to be realist along the way. And then I'll find this article, and it really pisses me off, from this black reporter. I guess he's a reporter. And he's constantly talking about the whites. Constantly talking about the whites. And it kind of pisses me off. And of course I can't find it right now, but I will. He always talks about it's the white man's fault. He's talking about this killing where this policeman, there was a hung jury. There was a hung jury for this police officer. And I'm going to try to find it. Oh, here it is, right here. And this is by some black racist, Eugene Robinson. You see him on television. Big headlines. What does it take to punish a police officer for killing an unarmed black man? Now, this is a situation, this gentleman, Walter Scott, he was unarmed, and this policeman in North Charleston, South Carolina. And I saw it. I think this was a bad shoot. I really do. And I think this white police officer deserves to go to jail. I don't know all the facts, but if what I see holds true. But now, in our court of law, our legal system, there was a hung jury. Now everybody's mad. This guy's mad. What does it take to punish a police officer? It should be, what does it take to punish a white police officer? You know what it takes? It takes a conviction in a court of law in this great country. Remember O.J. Simpson? Everybody remembers O.J. Simpson, don't you? But this black journalist, Eugene Robinson, is making a big to-do because there was a hung jury on a white police officer killing an unarmed black man. What about all the blacks killing the blacks in St. Louis, in Chicago? The black community, even the professional blacks, apparently they don't give a damn. So that's a sign of racism. They don't give a damn about blacks killing blacks. I do. Got a lot of black friends. I don't want to see anybody die because everyone has a family to go home to. But these race-baiting bastards, both black and white. Big article. What does it take to punish? It takes a conviction, you idiot. Eugene Robinson from the Washington Post. See, nobody will approach because he's a black man. You can't talk about a black man. If you're white, the hell I can't. I talk about a white man. I talk about a purple man. I talk about a Martian if I want to. And what I say is true. When you people, both black and white, the intelligent blacks, the intelligent whites, the non-racist, they know what I say is true. But they want to make such a big deal out of one situation. And I agree. This white police officer looks like he's in trouble. But we have to let the court decide. We're not the court. We haven't heard all the evidence. But nobody touts black on black crime. Somebody said last week, a black man, remember he called? Bob, we don't care about blacks killing blacks, but a white person kills a black, then everybody goes crazy. Getting back to O.J. Simpson. Remember O.J. Simpson when he was found not guilty in a court of law? I didn't see the whites out rioting in the street. Did you? Anybody saw some whites rioting when O.J. Simpson was found not guilty? Now, if there was any justice in the justice system, it wasn't served at the O.J. Simpson trial. O.J. Simpson, we all saw the trial, was acquitted of killing 2 innocent white people. Not black people, white people. But the blacks, not the proud blacks now, but you would think, not the proud blacks, but the black idiots. They were partying in the street, acting like they just won $1 million in the lottery. Everybody remembers that. Now, somebody will say, hey, you shouldn't bring that up. You're a white guy. The hell am I going to bring up anything I want to bring up? Simpson found not guilty. Look at all the evidence. I didn't see the blacks mad about the judicial system then. Hey, where are all you blacks at when O.J. Simpson got acquitted? Oh, that was okay. Yes, it was okay because it's what you wanted. And see, that pisses me off in the black community. If a black doesn't get what they want, not the proud blacks, I have to always distinguish, but these idiots don't get what they want in a jury trial, don't get what they want anywhere. They go rioting in the streets. The proud blacks and those proud whites, we don't do that. Wasn't one white rioting in the street, but boy, everybody was dancing up and down when I call him Joe J. Simpson was found not guilty. If that's what the black community calls justice, then you guys are sorely mistaken. Think about it, people. O.J. Simpson found not guilty. Every black was happy. Oh, boy, they were happy. The justice system worked because it's what they wanted. But the justice system works even if the blacks don't get what they want. And I got to say, by the way, and I tell you people, don't listen to me if you don't want to hear what I'm thinking, because I'm going to say what I'm thinking. O.J. Simpson, proud black man. All the blacks loved him. They were dancing in the street. They were dancing in the street in the ghettos in Los Angeles, and they were going home to their inferior housing. They're going home and not having enough to eat. They're going home and their children not getting a good education. But they love O.J. Simpson. Apparently O.J. Simpson didn't love them. All O.J. Simpson, he went married to a white gal. I'm not a racist for saying that. He's not even a racist for being married to a white gal. Maybe he's a what we call a backsliding racist. But I got to ask, and this is me, Bob Romanik, not a white guy, not a black guy, just a guy. If O.J. Simpson's so concerned about the black community and the black community so concerned about O.J. Simpson, you couldn't think you'd find a nice young black lady to take up from poverty? No, he married a hot white gal, and I don't give a damn. I don't have a dog in that fight. But that's an observation that everybody noticed. And while we're talking about that, what about all the black professional athletes? All the black kids want to emulate the proud professional black athletes. They look up to them. And a lot of them apparently forget about the black community once they become superstars. They marry white gals. And not just any white gals. I've never seen when they pan the audience, and used to, they don't anymore for the safety of the wives of the professional ball players. Never saw, and I see some ugly black guys, professional athletes. I saw some ugly white guys too. But the ugly black guys were married to beautiful white women. Now, don't call me a racist for saying that. It's just a fact. These white guys, they're probably not real happy about it. The black guys are. But wouldn't you think, if the blacks are looking up to this proud black person, they want to set an example. The example that I see partially is, hey, when you get rich and you're black, marry a hot white gal. Leave the black community behind. Leave the black community behind that supported you all these years. I don't understand it. I ask you again, and only me, Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper, a white guy, would address this situation. But it's always on a lot of people's minds. But I think, and you think, both black and white, everybody's up in arms when a white police officer, maybe a bad police officer, a bum with a badge, here in North Carolina. I saw the video, but I didn't see the whole video. I don't know all the facts. But the way it looked, it was a bad shoot. So let's not worry if he's a white police officer killing a black guy. Let's worry about a police officer killing an innocent person, a potentially innocent person. Of course, I don't know all the facts. But they want to bring it out, and it's always from a black journalist, a black politician. That white guy, bad shoot, makes national headlines. What about black on black in Chicago? 3,000. What about all the black on black crime in St. Louis? The killings. Nobody gives a damn. So I say, if you don't give a damn when a black man kills a black man, why the hell you give a damn if a white man kills a black man? The guy still ain't making it home to his family. You understand that, don't you? Or do you? Do you good people understand that? Well, I hope you do. I hope you do. Feel free to call. We are America's voice of freedom, definitely the Patriot. You can call toll-free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. Both black and white, I don't give a damn. But I'm not going to sit here and not say what I want, about what I want, when I want, because this is America. I'm not going to soft soap anything. You hear my intro. You don't like it, don't listen. But I'm only saying what a lot of people, black and white, are thinking. And I'm tired of sitting back. You can't be decent with some people, both black and white. On both sides of the fence. Now we've talked about the black. Let's get to our white friend over here. What an ignorant, stupid, no good for nothing son of a bitch embarrassment he is to the whole community of the 20th Judicial Circuit for this great state of Illinois. And you know who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Judge Ron the Dildo Dupert. Now, I broke this story last week, people. Remember when I asked Dupert if he didn't have somebody living with him, the same guy that he went down, used to visit all the time down in the prison? And I know for a fact he did it. He told me so. He told me back in the day. I go down and see my good friend. Now, his good friend was someone he met, a black man, young black man, 17 years old, a guy named Fields. And remember when we talked about Dupert before the election, how he was charged with groping a black man he put in the car with him? You know, isn't that you? Isn't that you, Ron Dildo Dupert? And the nickname sure does fit you to a T. You were charged a while back, weren't you, Mr. Dupert? with groping and asking. He asked a very young black man that he met in the parking lot. Seems like that's his modus operandi, meeting these black guys in the park, young black guys. He asked this very young black man what it would take to make that thing in his pants hard. Boy, now that's really a conservative Republican judge. What do you think about that Bar Viviano, Mary Turdman, Doug Jameson, all you idiots that supported him? That's the conservative Republican arm of St. Clair County, those idiots in O'Fallon. Not the good people of O'Fallon, but those few idiots in O'Fallon. What do you people think about your Ron Dupert? Going to ask a young black man, what would it take to make that thing in his pants hard? Now, people, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Those aren't my words. Those are the words of Ron Dildo Dupert. This guy's a judge. You know, Your Honor, Your Honorary, not honor, I challenge you, Ron Dildo Dupert, to take a polygraph test to see if that young black man that you're in trouble with now is or has not been your gay lover. And I want to ask, have you had sex with him when you met him when he was 17 years old? Because if you did 3 years ago, because I know you traveled to Southern Illinois prison on many occasions to visit your young black friend, or is it your young black lover? I'm just asking, Dildo. And I want to ask, isn't it illegal and criminal to have sex with a 17-year-old person when you're an adult? I don't know quite the law on that, but Ron Dupert, if you people that don't know, front page, top fold of the Belleville paper on Sunday, and I broke the story last week. Dildo Dupert has this felon, this violent felon, living with him in his house. The probation officers come up and see it's the judge's house. Now, Dupert says he acknowledged Fields lived there. That's a young black guy. But Dupert said he was moving out on Friday, 3 days before Dupert donned the robe on the judicial bench. Now, here's Dupert. The plan was that he was always to stay for a short period of time. I've done nothing illegal. I've done nothing illegal, he says. I've done the proper and Christian thing. This is Dupert invoking the Christian thing. He is my friend, or is it he's your lover? Maybe not nothing illegal, Dupert, but certainly immoral and unethical in mine and many others' opinion. You have done the proper and Christian thing, you said, being gay and picking up young black men to perform oral sex on them is the Christian thing to do? Then as you have always heard me say, I'm not a very religious person. Now, and if that's what a true Christian does, pick up young black men and have oral sex with them, I don't ever want to be a Christian. And you Christians, I don't know. I don't know about you guys. May I ask, are all Christians that way? Do all you Christians believe and support what Judge Ron Dildo Dupert has done to these young black men? Which I hear he definitely prefers the dark meat. And I don't mean the dark meat on a turkey, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. You know, this crap can only happen in St. Clair County. But here's a judge who has a felon living with him. He's a conservative Republican judge that violates the law, violates the ethical part of the law, who trolls for young black men. And it says, Dupert, here's in the paper, Dupert, who is gay, was adamant that him and Fields are not in a romantic relationship. I don't believe that, Dupert. I'll give you $10,000 to pass a polygraph test. You don't go down and see that guy. You met him, but he met him on a parking lot. The same kind of parking lot that he met the guy that he groped, that he was charged with a few years back. Don't you kind of see a pattern there with Mr. Dupert, the judge? But Dupert, I got to say, maybe he's going to end up in traffic court, they tell me now. maybe, Dupert, I'm going to tell all you young black men, if you want to get out of a traffic ticket, in my opinion, of course, before Judge Ron the Dildo Dupert, is to show him your dark wee-wee. Show him that wee-wee. Show it to the Judge Dildo, and just maybe, you'll get off. You'll get off of the traffic ticket. Not only will you probably get off of the traffic ticket, you may also get off in other ways, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. How egregious is this? Only in St. Clair County, you have a judge, an unethical sleazebag, crap bum, idiot like Ron the Dildo Dupert. And there's a picture of him sitting there on his desk smiling. Yeah, he's smiling all right. I don't see a wedding band on there. And, I guess gays can get married. But I have to say, Dupert, now he's assigned to the traffic cases, and that's good. So if you want to get out of a traffic ticket, and then you're black, and you're a young black man, show your ding-a-ling, and you'll get off in more ways than one. Dupert says that he's done nothing wrong. He says the issue was driven by politics. Jesus Christ, Dupert. No, you homosexual pervert. It's not political. See, it pisses me off. It's not political at all. It's an ethical situation. It's a moral situation. The issue is driven by your sickening, horrific actions with these very young, impressionable, vulnerable black boys. And you want to flip the script, Dupert, and say it's politically? No, it's not political. It's not political at all. It's a case of an asswipe, greasy son of a bitch that the people elected. I bet you the people in the outer county, you lost your ass in St. Clair County. And Doug Jamison, your supporter, Doug Jamison, the head of the Republican Party in St. Clair County, owed $100,000 in child support, 2 or 3 domestic violence charges, and you know what domestic violence is about. We all hate that. 2 or 3 DUIs, tried to get expunged because he was embarrassed. That's what the conservative Republican Party is about in St. Clair County. And I got to say, Congressman Bost, you were standing right next to Dildo Dupert. Do you condone Dildo Dupert's activities? Congressman Bost, you supported Dilbert. You supported Dupert the Dildo. Are you a good friend? I got to ask, Congressman, are you a good friend of Dupert's? And if so, how good a friend, if you know what I mean? And I think you do. But all the crap that went on this election, I know I'm a bad guy. They talked about me like a dog, and they should apologize. You hear me? They should apologize to the dog. I'm not even close to being as good as a loyal dog. But Ron Dildo Dupert, who is gay, was adamant that he and Fields are not in a romantic relationship. I don't believe that, Dupert. Don't believe that at all. And I'd ask for you to take a polygraph test, Dupert. But you know what the judges have done now? And it's a proper thing to do. They've reported him to the ARDC, the Disciplinary Committee, the Judicial Inquiry Board, informing them of the violations of the situation. The chief judge, Judge Gleason, a decent guy. This isn't a political thing. It's about protecting the integrity of the court in the 20th Judicial Circuit. Of course, Dupert's crying that, no, it's political. It's not political. And you people think about it. Only in St. Clair County would you have a judge, and I thought some of these other judges were bad. Only would you have a judge in St. Clair County that would go through this. And I got to ask Dilbo before we go, Dildo Dupert, were you involved in a deposition? I'm asking. A while back, and this is nasty if it's true. I ask you, did you give a court deposition in a traffic accident case? And did you testify under oath? I assume that you hurt your jaw in an accident, in a wreck that you were in. Did you or did you not testify under oath in a court deposition that your jaw was sore and injured? And did you, I'm asking Dildo, did you not want financial compensation because you couldn't perform oral sex on your young black men properly? I don't know. I heard that from a very good source. We're trying to confirm that. We're trying to get the reports, trying to get the deposition. But I ask, are you a judge or are you a predator? Ron Dildo Dupert, please give us a call, because we are America's voice of freedom, definitely the patriot. We've got some callers. If they hold on, we'll get back to you right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. I'm reading here on the website. You ought to read some of this crap about Dupert. Unbelievable. Dupert, how amazing. How amazing are you? I mean, there's some nasty. Think I'm nasty. You ought to read some of this crap. You ought to read some of this crap. And he says, you shouldn't worry that he's a gay. No, you shouldn't worry that he's gay. But if you're trolling for young men, then that's a different situation. That's a totally different situation. But Ron Dildo Dupert, what a disrespect you are to the good people of St. Clair County. Now, St. Clair County's disrespectful enough, but Ron Dildo Dupert already got a complaint with the ARDC, and one day, not even 1 day behind the bench. But, you know, that's the way it is. We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hey, Bob, how you doing? Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy week to you. I was calling about that Hoff Brew House. I saw in the Belleville News Democrat where they're not going to go till May.
But hey, I'll tell you what, sir, I'm betting you it ain't going to open in May. You think it's going to open? Have you driven by there lately? Now, don't talk bad about it, because they'll be wanting to send you a cease and desist letter. I'm kind of pissed they didn't send me one, and I ragged them ignorant bastards, like the dogs they are. But do you actually think it'll be done in May?
Not the way it looks. There's no way. Because we get winter weather and everything. It's an impossibility, actually, at this point in time.
Well, that's the excuse they're going to give. And here, the bread company, the St. Louis Bread Company in Belleville Crossings, started their construction about 60 days ago. It's already open for business, and they're jam-packed. I mean, I wonder what the difference is.
It's a total joke, and all that money Belleville sunk into that?
Yeah, well, there's going to be more, and I just hope the people of Belleville understand they got to get this Eckert out of office, because he's a no-good piece of crap. He's a lying bastard. He lies about everything. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I'm driving down West Main in the 7500 block, sir. There's 7 houses up for sale right on West Main. So you can imagine the other houses, all that's not all up and down the main drag, that are for sale. And Eckert says this town's safe. This town's not safe. This town's going down. This town has terminal cancer. And he's sitting there lying to the people. Do you live in Belleville, sir?
No, I live in the city of St. Louis, which we're just as bad off.
Yeah, you can't have a big, I know Slay's an idiot, but he ain't a bigger idiot than our mayor. I tell you what, our mayor beats your mayor 10-1 on idiocy. I guarantee that. So, sir, it's really a shame that on both sides of the river that we've got these asswipe, no-count politicians that don't give a damn about anything but perpetuating their existence, their re-elections. And until we as a people get normal, everyday people in there, sir, we're going to have the same results. Agree or not?
Oh, I totally agree. And Ecker, his qualifications before he became an alderman, and before that, he was like something with the American Red Cross.
Yeah, he was something, all right. Well, sir, hey, listen, thanks for your call. Thanks for listening over in St. Louis. Appreciate all you good people. Let's take another caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hello, this is Darrell Walker. How you doing, Mr. Bob?
Yeah, Darrell, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. So I had a few things to give you about the. There's just not a lot of publicity of the black athletes that get back to the community.
Well, wait a minute. No, I'll let you talk, Darrell, but I disagree with you. I see that they give back to the community. Now, did you hear what you said? They're giving back to the black community. I asked you, Darrell, why wouldn't they give back to the entire community? Why did they just give back to the black community? Don't you think that's a little racist?
Well, they don't always go back to their neighborhoods and where they're from, where they see that they're hurt and the pain. You know, if they've seen it in other places, I guarantee they give back. Some of these guys, they get back to their colleges, too, which are mostly white institutions.
Well, wait a minute, Darrell. You don't think the white institutions gave a lot to the black athletes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They help out. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is there's not a lot of publicity of African Americans giving back. So I felt like you kind of missed the point there a little bit.
Well, I don't see how I missed the point. Hey, Darrell, I'm sure you're a proud, Darrell, you're a proud black man. But don't tell me there's a lot of black racists out there. Don't you believe a black man can be, or a black person can be a racist?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't you in the black community see? I hear it in the white community, all the racial slurs and whatever. Don't you hear it in the black community about the white community?
Yeah, but
Darrell, wait. You sit there and hesitated. You don't tell me you don't hear about the hunkies. You don't hear about all the crap when you're around black people. Now, am I wrong or right? Don't hesitate on that, Darrell.
It's only in that distinction where you call the bum black people and the proud black people. Or if you hang around the bums, then you're going to hear some nonsense like that. But everybody else I hang out with, we're self-motivated and function on our own without blaming a white man for this or that.
Yeah, but don't you think in a lot of the black communities, not the proud blacks, and I agree with you, got a lot of proud black friends, that it's always the white fault. Here, Darrell, since I have you on the phone, you sound like an intelligent black man. Are you a proud black man, number one?
All day, every day.
Okay, thank you very much. And you're not a racist for saying that. You're a realist. But I want to know, in the paper, this black journalist from the Washington Post says that he's pissed because a black guy got a hung jury. And in our judicial system, that's what it takes. You got to have a jury find you guilty. But now he's mad as a black journalist that this white guy hasn't been put in jail because he hasn't been convicted yet. But what about all the crime in St. Louis? Don't you think that the black community ought to be more concerned about the thousands of blacks getting killed by the blacks other than one white killing a black man?
Absolutely. I agree with you on that 100%. I agree with you all day. Now, I've been pulled over a few times. I never got in trouble. I never had a cop. Well, I did have a cop draw a gun on me once, but he was just nervous about me reaching to my glove compartment.
Well, that ain't a good thing, Darrell. That ain't a good thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's understandable. But see, some of these incidents are happening because people do not know how to respect the law. For one time they stopped me cops pulled me over. They gave me a procedure to go down, and I did exactly what they told me, and I've been fine.
Yeah.
I'm still alive.
You know what, Darrell, I don't really know you, just a few minutes talking to you, but I got to salute you. I honestly think, my impression, you're a proud black man, and it's a shame. It's a shame that somebody like you gets pushed back because of the crap blacks, just like there's a lot of crap whites. But don't you wish we could all get together? Don't you wish we could sit down with a proper dialogue? But here, one last question, Darrell. And I know you're a proud black man. I'm a proud white man, but I find in the white community, the whites are afraid of the blacks. They're afraid to talk about racial issues. And if we don't talk about a problem, we'll never solve the problem, right or wrong?
Right. Correct.
Well, Darrell, I'll give you the last word. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, no, I appreciate your show. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm enjoying you.
Well, you're one of the few. Thank you very much, Darrell. Darrell, thank you. I have to say, people, we better wise up. we better wise up in this great country of ours, because we got to become realists. We're going to take a break. Lines are always open. We are America's voice of freedom, definitely the Patriot. You can call toll-free anytime, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. Your guardian of the First Amendment, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state, dildo duper, not bisexual, bi-state, and Kern, the same with you, bi-state, voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. I've got one of the things here on the website. It says, wait a minute, how many different stories about young African-American males in cars are we going to hear about this guy? I gave him the benefit of the doubt with this wiener-grabbing story from a few years back, but this sounds eerily familiar. What is Christian about preying on 17-year-olds in trouble? Black 17-year-olds, because he prefers dark meat, as everyone knows. But, well, we'll get into that maybe again tomorrow. I want to congratulate Dallas Cook. He's formally announced his bid for mayor. And this asswipe, no-good son of a bitch, Eckert, says that Chief Clay has done an excellent job. That's one of Dallas Cook's big thing. Get rid of Clay. Clay's done a piss-poor job. He's no more than a plantation Negro. He's the chief of police in a primarily white town. His son just got appointed judge by the white boys. His daughter-in-law is the circuit clerk in St. Clair County, supported by the whites. They owe everything to the whites. They're black. They're black in color only. And Eckert, you've done a piss-poor job running this town. You've done a piss-poor job with all the businesses that you ran out of town. I just hope the good people of St. Clair County, especially Belleville, understand come this municipal election and throw your ass out. Dallas Cook will fight for the people of Belleville. And I think it's going to be an interesting race, people. And I tell you, you got to have an alternative to the big pussy Maximus Vaginus Mark Eckert. And Dallas Cook is a great alternative. Don't forget the Ain't Shriners, the Altwood Shrine Club, their annual Christmas tree sales going on until Christmas Day. They're located at 231 East Edwardsville Road in Wood River. New Year's Day celebration, the Bugle Bash, the annual New Year's Day KFC, located at 5420 Old Collinsville Road in Fairview Heights. Come join them. The National Championship Ain't Shriners Drum and Bugle Corps will have a performance at 2:30 p.m. There'll be food provided by Walton's Catering, door prizes, the Ain't Shriners Drum and Bugle Corps, the Jefferson Barracks Food Pantry. Looking for donations to help all the veterans. You can call 314-822-8292. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and/or the Grim Reaper Radio. Go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling for the best of all three of our stations. You can like us on the Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or KZQZ 1430 AM. Go to my personal Facebook page, Fans of the Grim Reaper, and as always, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is up and running and going to stay in existence to help the good people of St. Clair County understand the corruption that continues to go on. Also, don't forget, first of the year, the new organization, National Association for Majority Equality. Equality for everyone, regardless of race. We do not want any more than equal treatment, but we will not accept any less. Got to go. Glenn Beck will be following me, and then we've got Michael Savage, Laura Ingram, a great lineup on the all-new 1190 Hot Talk. We'll see you tomorrow, so let's remember to continue to fight for what's right in St. Clair County. Let's work together. Let's continue to unite, expose, and destroy these political parasitical punks, these perverted bastards that we call politicians. Let's destroy them, people, politically, of course, before they destroy us, right here on the dark side.